everyone, my name's Jenny. We are back again for A Feminine Moment with Dixie Andelin Forsyth, and we are answering questions off of our closed Facebook group. So here is a question for you, well, for all of us. Ladies, I would really like to stay home full time. I currently work 3 to 4 days per week in a high-stress job with unusual hours, evenings, weekends, and holidays. I like what I do and I earn good money doing it, but it really takes its toll and I hate missing out on important events due to work. I'm left with limited emotional and physical energy to put towards my husband caring for the home. I do not have children, but I would absolutely love to have a child. My husband is not so sure and seems to be putting it off. I am in my late 30s and do not have much time left. I feel that if I could create a truly wonderful home environment, my husband may be convinced to go forward with having a child. I'd like to be able to devote myself more fully towards this goal, but I feel that work is getting in my way. The truth is, we do not need my income. We eat out in nice restaurants several times per week, buy ourselves most anything we want, and go on vacations. I'm not sharing this to boast, but rather to illustrate that there's extra money available. If I were not working, we'd have to cut back and I'd be home to do things like prepare meals so that we don't have to eat out so often. The thought of me quitting my job makes my husband very uncomfortable, and he does not want me to stop working. Have any of you struggled with this, and do you have any suggestions?
Well, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
I think I saw that post yesterday, and it seems like somebody,
a lot of people responded.
You said try living on just his income.
I was one of those women who had to do this.
Yes.
And that's the first thing I did.
I think, too, there's several parts of that. As you practice living fascinating womanhood and doing the best you can, but also, you know, part of fascinating womanhood says that you should be able to express your desires to your husband, what's really important to you. And the deeper your relationship is, the more he is going to want to give that to you if he possibly can. So part of it is on our own shoulders. And part of it is we've got to, in today's world, we've talked about this before, we'll keep talking about it because we have to have some sympathy towards men for having this attitude because they most likely were taught it by their mothers. This has been around for a while. So we, not you and me, but our gender, our sex has kind of trained, because we're the gatekeepers of civilization. We women have raised men to believe that they need this. They need this. And so undoing that is going to be kind of a process, and it's going to require patience on our part, which is okay. Patience is a good thing. And long suffering, and being sympathetic with his viewpoint, because he's been taught that it's insecure, and if he wants to, he may feel like if he's going to be a good provider, that's going to require you too. So how do you balance both these things? The truth is, I've seen instances where the wife thought that was going to be the case, and then when they tried it, her husband was actually delighted with the fact that she was home. It makes more effort on your part going into this project, but it's worthwhile. And also women, see, because we're the gatekeepers, we get this maternal urge, and it's us ladies, it's a real thing.
Yes.
It's a real thing. And I've gotten so many people with similar feelings as they start to get, now this lady's in her later 30s, but when women start to get in their late 20s, early 30s, they start thinking, I don't have forever. I don't have forever. If we did, some of us would wait till our 60s to start having kids. But the biological clock thing is a real thing. And so is the desire to have a baby. It's a real thing. And we know we have this window. Because you think, well, if I have a child here, will I be 75 when they're 18?
Right.
So
just physically being able to
physically being able to do it, and you just think, wait a minute now, you know, you start in your early 20s and it feels like forever. You have all this time, I'll have a child later. Then suddenly uh-oh,
Yeah.
This narrow, it's narrowing. This door is narrowing. And so you desperately want it. But at the same time, thanks to the radical feminists out there, they have made it more difficult for us because their mothers have taught them these things. So practice these even more so, accepting them at face value and being sympathetic with it. But also work on, it's going to be harder because you're going to have to work harder to do. She says, I have limited. Yeah, I get that. That's totally true. And but you can do it, and try to live try it now. Whoever was that, you, Jenny, that suggested try to live on just his income now. And
that's what I did, because I was desperate to be home. I had 5 kids. I was working too much and just depressed and overwhelmed. And then what you realize is, wow, I could do without that. We could do without this. If I was home more and providing this, we wouldn't.
Well, she could say, and afterwards she could say, I did this little experiment.
Yes.
And this is what I resulted from, and it would mean so much to me. I want so badly to have a baby.
So I think I private messaged this woman, and so to talk offline if I want more specifics. But yeah, have the conversation too. And
I've had enough. I get this question in various forms over and over, and that's why it's good we're doing this video, because this is a real problem out there for lots of women.
Yeah, because I think you touched on this too. These men have been raised in a feminist culture, sometimes by feminists, so they don't see the value of a stay-at-home mom or wife.
It's so everywhere that it seems like it's true, and it's not. It's just that we've been fed this for so many years now. It feels like, well, that's just the way things are, and it wasn't always that way.
Yeah.
It wasn't really meant to be that way, and it doesn't need to be that way. Now, sometimes women have to do both.
Yeah.
They have to. There's no choice. Either husband just simply cannot make enough. He has health problems. There's many. Well, and she may be a widow, never married.
Oh yeah. I was single mom for a while, divorced. So
yeah.
You had to work.
So where you have to do double duty.
Right.
Fortunately, we can do that. It's even though when you have a new baby and you feel like I cannot survive without more sleep, somehow you do. I never heard of a mother dying of sleep deprivation because she had a baby. It feels like it. It does feel like it. And then after you have other babies, you start thinking, okay, I can survive this. And oddly enough,
Yeah. So yeah, I'd say try to live within the income, and then maybe see if you can go even working less hours, and then improving.
And then report to him. Meanwhile, work on accepting at face value. It's always really, there's not like an exception. You always accept a person at face value. Accepting doesn't mean agreeing.
Right.
And
of course, live all of Fascinating Womanhood, which I don't know if this woman had read the book. So.
Well, that's important too.
Everybody, you got to read the book.
You really do, and timeless too.
Both books, really. Vintage, Fascinating Womanhood, and Timeless.
Yeah, because then you'll understand all that other stuff about the brain, which is really interesting. So.
Well, thank you for answering that question. I will be back with more. Everybody watching, please like, comment, and share, and we'll see you next time.
Take care.
Bye-bye.